What's at stake here? I mean, is this about the $100 million they used to develop this trading platform? Is it about the trader himself? What's going on?
It's about all of it, Romain.
Yeah.
So the $100 million obviously is a big investment in this automated trading strategy. But at the same time, it's also about that secret sauce that Citadel is putting into its algos. So this strategy, called the ABC strategy, apparently made $50 million a year. So it's not just how much they used to invest in it and create the program, but it's also how much alpha and how much profit it generated throughout the year as well.
Lennon, this is one of the most read stories on the terminal. What are all the traders freaking out about? Does this say something broader?
I think this says something broader because if you're a trader at a firm and you feed into one of these algo models, do you own the IP or does the firm own the IP? And clearly Citadel Securities here says that even if you contribute to something, even if you're running a model and working on it, tweaking it, it still belongs to the firm.
So for traders who may want to test their value on the market, what kind of issues does this raise for their careers? I'm guessing this won't be the last of these kind of lawsuits.
Well, Citadel Securities says that they kind of started to investigate this when the trader sent the model to his email. So first off, that's a warning sign. If people are starting to transmit the information, that's a way that it kind of gets discovered and investigated. And then there's the question of whether or not someone who's working on something in a firm then has any ownership over it. And obviously, Citadel would argue that this is proprietary to Citadel.
How is anybody supposed to poach anybody anymore? If you can't communicate through email, if you can't communicate through WhatsApp, should traders be way more careful about how they're communicating?
This is definitely an instance where they were trying to be careful anyway. So GSA said to the trader in question, let's communicate by text and by WhatsApp rather than emails, and clearly that wasn't enough. So it was discovered anyway.
So where do we stand now in these legal proceedings? I mean, what's going to happen here?
What's going to happen now is Citadel has filed this lawsuit in London, and GSA has said that they're going to defend themselves. I haven't filed anything formal yet, so we have to look to see what their defense is against these claims by Citadel. We're also hearing two different stories about whether the trader is still at Citadel. The initial filing said he was suspended. Another person says that he's no longer at the firm. So that's also an open question for us as well. Ultimately, the key question is what happens to that information that was supposedly transferred. And Citadel is obviously going to make the point that GSA should not be able to use that information.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of some of the lawsuits that we saw between Google and Uber over the self-driving car technology. As finance becomes more tech and software and algorithm focused, it's all going to sort of be the same thing.
Yes, definitely. I think this is the next battleground for markets, for sure. These proprietary algos and the secret sauce of firms.